All right, Adam, start us off.
Jaydon is a guy who grew up in North Carolina,
yes,
from here and everything. Like, when you got in the portal, was Chapel Hill where you were mentally aiming, or were you excited to sort of to have it happen the way it did?
Definitely excited to have it happen how it did. They weren't really on my radar when I first got in the portal. I did it kind of fast just because a lot of people were calling. I didn't really like that. I was ready to get somewhere and start working on my game. So it really didn't all pan out until after I committed to High Point University.
Right.
The coach ended up leaving, and a few people started calling. So that's where this ended up coming from.
And how did the way you finished last season, I mean, you got hot at the end of the year, sort of influence what did you want to do, where you wanted to go for maybe your next stop?
Honestly, I just wanted to go where I felt like I could be the best me possible, make the best opportunity for myself. Honestly, just conversations with my dad, he was really just helping me out through the whole process. So I didn't really have a certain level in mind to that extent. I was just looking for the best place possible, to be honest.
Jaydon, Andrew Jones, Tar Heel 24/7.
Nice to meet you.
Going back to what Adam just asked about the way you finished last season, you had a couple of huge games. Was that something that you saw coming? It was just a matter of opportunity and situation that was going to happen? Or kind of take us where you went from earlier in the year where those games weren't occurring to when they did?
Honestly, I just told myself all year, just stay down, it's going to come. Making shots and all that, I've always been type of guy. It just took me a little longer to figure things out. So, I expected it 100%. And I told the whole staff, all my teammates, that it was going to happen too. But
So it kind of validated how you viewed yourself, and it finally did. So what's next from there? The guy that scored 27 or whatever against Miami, what's next for you as a player?
Honestly, just getting better. I knew that I could do that. I hadn't showed it just yet, but when the time came, honestly, I just wanted to do a little more. I was trying to get 30 the next game and 35 the next one, so that was all I was looking for, to be honest.
The last thing, real quickly, did Coach Young draw up more shots for you after that? The ACC tournament looked like they drew up a couple specifically for you.
Yeah, he definitely did. And he also just kind of gave me a little green light. He was just telling me to go ahead and try to do what I could do. So.
Jaydon, Brendan Marks from The Athletic. Obviously, Seth is back. He's really the only guard back, really the only rotation player back from last year. How do you sort of see yourself fitting in with the rest of the perimeter guys that UNC added this offseason? Like, what can sort of your role be in your eyes?
Honestly, outside of like putting the ball in the basket and stuff like that, I would really just want to bring energy to the game, play as hard as I possibly can, compete on the defensive side of the ball, and then obviously make shots when I get them, but that's not really what I'm pressing for.
Jeremiah Holloway in South Carolina. Obviously, you were at VTech. You got to play with Sean Padula, Hunter Couture, some experienced guys. Coming into this year, and obviously it's a lot of new kind of faces. What types of lessons do you kind of take from those guys that you have kind of carried with you in your first couple years of college?
So Sean and Hunter definitely taught me a lot coming in my freshman year. Just sitting behind those guys taught me. Really like the ins and outs of everything. You got to have a strict schedule. You really got to do things the right way. Treat it like you're a pro, honestly. So coming here, just seeing like guys like Caleb or a guy like Isaiah Dennis, just being able to give them little small tips like in practice. When you do get tired, you got to push through. You can't really show it. So just little things like that I can just kind of feed them during practice and stuff.
Shelby Swanson with the News and Observer. I'm curious, you're coming in here after Caleb. Just what was your first impression of him when you got on campus, and if you could kind of describe that for us?
A freak athlete, somebody that's really going to help us out a lot. But my first impression was he's just a good kid. He doesn't really do much. He doesn't get outside of himself. His personality is the same at all times, so that's what I respect about him. He doesn't try to change himself or anything.
Any moments, maybe like him cracking a joke in practice or something off the court, anything that stands out?
That's almost every day, so
yeah.
not really any standouts, but he's definitely a guy that cracks jokes a lot.
Jaydon, Rod Baxley, Fayetteville Observer. Your dad played at Mount Olive?
Yes, sir, he did.
How does that help you as a player? What was he telling you going into this process, and how have you kind of taken it now that you've been in it?
My whole life, my dad, he's just been right there. He's my trainer, my coach for a long time. So one of the life lessons that he really taught me was just never get too high, never get too low, no matter what's going on. So through high school, through college. I never really let the outside noise or adversity really affect me. Just like I said earlier, I validated myself really, and I just showed everybody what I could do. So I definitely give my dad the credit for that.
What was the conversation like with him when you told him you were coming here?
Honestly, he presented it to me. He got the first call, and man, I think we just sat there and looked at each other for about 2 minutes, and then he just explained everything that was going on. And I said, "I told you I was going to be a Tar Heel my whole life." So that was pretty much set in stone when we got the first phone call.
Jaydon, kind of, Jacob Turner's Tar Heels 24/7, kind of building off that a little bit. Like, what are your memories from growing up? Did you like go to basketball games? Did you go to football games? Like, what did you guys do kind of growing up as Carolina?
Starting off, I played basketball and football at the Boys and Girls Club in Goldsboro. We used to take like team trips to come to football games, tour the locker room, stuff like that. And then basketball-wise, we used to come to Late Night with Roy almost every year, unless my grades were bad or something. But Late Night with Roy every year. We used to try to sneak in a couple games, stuff like that. But man, I was a super fan. Like being at school and almost having butterflies when they played Carolina and Duke games, stuff like that. So I can remember all of it, to be honest.
Did you watch games like on TV pretty religiously?
Yeah, every single game.
Yeah.
What's the maddest you've been watching a game?
The maddest I've been? The maddest I've been. That's a good one. I don't know. I got to think about that one. The happiest I've been. I'm going to say when Kobe White was here. Kobe's from Goldsboro too, so I want to say it was the ACC tournament against Duke. He had a pretty solid game, so it was a good one.
Butterflies before Carolina.
And I used to get anxious like I was playing.
Now you're in the locker room. You're in the locker room, run out of the tunnel, do all that. Have you even thought about what that might be like, or are you just kind of holding off on those things?
Honestly, none of this has really hit me just yet. I think first game maybe, but I feel like I got a lot more confidence in my game now, so I don't think I'll be too nervous, you know.
Following up, you mentioned Kobe, but just any other favorite players that you were watching?
I got a lot of them. Let's start old. I used to like watching. I'm gonna go Harrison Barnes. I like Harrison Barnes a lot. Of course, I'm gonna go Marcus Page. I used to watch a lot of point guards, so I'm gonna go Marcus Page, Joel Berry. Let's see. There's a few more. My dad had me on Ty Lawson heavy. My dad used to love Ty Lawson, so yeah.
You mentioned Marcus Page. What's it been like to get to know him as a coach?
Just getting to pick his brain, see exactly what he thinks about the game, like what little tips he can give me. But a legendary guard, you can learn a lot from him, and then he's right there with us in practice. So any little thing I slip up on, or I'll go right to him and ask him, like, yo, how was I on defense, or what can I do right here to improve? So it's definitely good to have him.
Any specific pieces of advice that he's giving you that stand out?
I won't say anything specific because I don't really nitpick. I'll go to him about little defensive assignments and stuff like that, but I don't really nitpick just that much.
Given your fandom, what were your emotions when you played Carolina?
My freshman year, we came here, and that was probably the most focused I've ever been in my life. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But being in an away locker room doesn't really feel the same as being in the home locker room. So honestly, I just wanted to come out, see if I can make a few shots. Obviously, I was behind Hunter Couture and all them, and I didn't really expect the game to go like it did. I played a lot more than I thought, but really just trying to be simple and sound, not mess up while I was out there, to be honest.
Jaydon, no way stop with Tar Heels 24/7. Do you think that when everything starts to hit you, when the season comes and you run out of the tunnel, do you think with your emotions, do you think it'll be challenging at all for you to sort of balance that with also being like, okay, we got a game to play?
No, I don't think so. I think I keep my business on one side, and then the fun comes a little later. But when I get on the court, everything goes away, to be honest with you.
Jaydon is
competing.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'll get that.
I was gonna say, who are the main voices on this year's team? Like you go into practice or you're in the locker room, like whose voice are you hearing the most?
Of course, Seth. You go with Henry a lot. Those guys are really vocal leaders, but honestly, down the line, I think all of us are pretty good leaders. All of us have a common goal, so I think if anyone speaks up in the huddle, everyone will respect it. So.
Just along those lines, what is your sense, having played a couple years in college, of maybe the hunger of this group? Because you all have come from different places, obviously, but it sounds like from talking to guys that, you know, this is a competitive group, like the competitiveness stands out, maybe the hunger to win stands out. I mean, do you feel like that's accurate?
Yeah, that's very accurate. I think we all are huge competitors, willing to do anything to win, and I don't think anyone's out for the credit. I don't think anyone's out to get noticed by themselves, if that makes sense. I think it's really a team effort. Everyone's ready to compete. Everyone's willing to win. So whatever it takes, honestly.
Jaydon, playing against.
Just to follow up, if you don't mind. And maybe how have you sensed that? Like, have there been a moment in a practice or an open gym where you're like, oh, okay, like, you know, these guys want it?
I think every day, honestly, it gets a little chippy, but we go at each other all day, every day, and then off the court, it's like we're all brothers. We all can do anything together. So when it gets on the court and it gets a little chippy, it's like you just brush it right off. Continue competing. Everybody's playing as hard as possible. So yeah, I don't think it.
Jaydon, playing against last season's Carolina team and then playing with and against these guys in practice this year, what differences have you noticed?
We have a lot of guys that can shoot the 3-ball, stretch the floor. I think we can play with a little more pace. And then defensively, I think we all are dialed in, trying to get stops. That's definitely an emphasis for us. So I think the defensive end is definitely what's going to put us ahead.
A lot of the guys have talked about just the open gyms in the summer and how big that was for you guys coming together and being able to bond so quickly. What stands out about those, and then in particular maybe for you growing up such a fan, any former players that came back that just kind of blew your mind?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The former players coming back, this really shows like the tradition and the family thing is really going on here. And I think for the younger guys playing with those guys, it's like hard for us not to buy in because everybody loves it here. Everybody comes back, even people that's like not from North Carolina. So yeah, it makes a world of a difference just being around those guys and seeing how they talk about it. See, like they're bringing their families back and everything. So I think that plays a huge part in our like chemistry and things like that.
Any favorite
Couple more
that stood out from that, like maybe a favorite player of yours that you got to kind of
I say when we played the Blue White scrimmage, I think like Cam Johnson was here, Luke May, Garrison Brooks. There was a lot of guys, and then we had a pickup game one day, and RJ and Armando was here. So it's a good feeling being around all those guys. Great basketball players and even better people. So yeah, it's just great just being around them and spending time.
Hey, Jamie Grant, Saturate of Tar Heels on SI. You played in the blue and white scrimmage. You were able to go out there and play in front of UNC fans. How was that feeling? And then also you had the 6 assists. So just, what was it like playing on that court, just playing with the teammates in front of all your fans?
It felt great, honestly. Walking out, warm-ups and stuff like that, I was just looking around, trying to get a feel for everything. But once the ball went in there, it honestly felt like another basketball game. Everyone was cheering for us. Everybody was into it. So that aspect of it was a little different. But at the end of the day, it's all basketball for sure. So really just keeping the main thing. But at the end of the day, seeing everybody out there running out of that tunnel was definitely a great feeling. Surreal for sure.
Jaydon, as a Carolina fan, what was your perception of Coach Davis from afar versus now you're obviously in the gym working with him, talking to him basically every day? Is it the same? Is it different?
I didn't really know a lot about Coach Davis before, so I couldn't really say much. But the guy that he is, now that I've met him, he's definitely a people's person. He likes having a relationship with his guys. And he's a man of his word, so I can respect that about him. But yeah, I love Coach Davis. He likes to sit down and have conversations with us, likes to be around us, so, and it's definitely mutual. So I appreciate Coach Davis a lot, to be honest with you.
Thanks, Jay.